गुड इवनिंग फ्रेंड्स, स्टडी विद अपाल इंजीनियरिंग एंड जनरल जियोलॉजी परवीन सिंह बुक चैप्टर 8 में वैली लेक के विषय में पढ़ चुके। वैली हो ही चुकी है। अब क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ ओरिजिन के अकॉर्डिंग लेक के क्या है क्लासिफिकेशंस। लेक are classified on the basis of composition of lake water and also on the basis of origins of lake basin. Freshwater lakes, these are lakes in which water is almost free from salt. This becomes possible because of presence of a regular outlet from the lakes. The Wooler lakes or of Kashmir is a freshwater lake. It receive river Jhelums at once and which drain out from the other end near Baramulla. And freshwater lakes receives supplies from springs, rainwater, and snow melting of course from the rivers. Among the most well-known freshwater lake of the world, the following may be mentioned: Lake Baikal, Siberia; Lake Geneva, Switzerland; Lake Atlantis, Guatemala; Lake Titicaca, Bolivia and Peru; Lake Toba, Sumatra; लेक सुपीरियर नॉर्थ अमेरिका। तो ये इनके नाम हैं। लेक जैसे बेकाल है, और साइबेरिया यानी कि किस एरिया में, स्विट्ज़रलैंड में पाए जा रहा है, ग्वाटेमाला में पाई जा रही, कौन सी लेक कहाँ पाई जा रही है, ये भी इम्पॉर्टेंट है। ऑफ कोर्स ऑफ दीज लेक सुपीरियर इज क्रेसेंट शेप्ड crescent shaped and is considered as the largest freshwater lake. Areas wide 82,477 kilometers squared, and whereas the Lake Baikal is considered as the deepest freshwater lake with the greatest volumes, 23,000 kilometer cube of water in it. The names Great Lake is sometimes used as a collective nouns for the five large lake of North America, namely the Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, and Lake Hurons, and Lake Ontario, and the Lake of Erie. Saline lakes. Water of such a lake is characterized with a high content of salt. This becomes possible due to absence of an outlet and or an excessive rate of evaporation, which leads to heavy concentrations of salt in the lake water. Some salt lakes have originated by detachment of portions of sea, and as such contains from the very beginnings enough salt in their water. The biggest lake, the Caspian Sea, is a lake of this type. In other cases, the salinity of the lakes is easily attributed to the dry climate, which causes precipitations of salt that forms layers along the bottoms and bank of the lakes. And amongst the important saline lake, the Great Salt Lake, USA; the Caspian Seas and Russia; the Lake Chad, Nigeria; the Lake Urmia, Iran; and the Sambar Salt Lakes and Rajasthan, India may be mentioned as example. The Sambar Lake has an area of 150 kilometers squares and vents full during the monsoons and remains almost dry for the rest of the years. And similar lake of smaller dimensions are common feature of desert in other parts of the world, and are sometimes referred as playas. And there's a floor or bed which becomes exposed in dry periods and consists mostly of silt and clays. Cupboards with salt are commonly termed as salinas or alkalines flat. So the Great Salt Lake of USA is a 110 to 150 kilometer in length and 50 to 80 kilometer in width in different season. Origin of lake basin. The depressions or hollows in which the lake's water is contained is called the lake basins. Obviously, the existence of a lake depends entirely on the origin of the lake basin. Lake basin may be created on the surface of the earth by any one or more of the following natural process. Tectonic activities. Many basins are formed due to faultings, folding, and other crystal movement. Such basins are aptly called tectonic basins. Depressions of a crystal block in between two parallel faults. The graben is an ideal sites of Lake Baikal and Lake Balkash of Central Asia are Graben's Lake. Synclinal foldings and gentle upwards warpings accompanied by depressions are the others tectonic disturbance that have caused many lake basins. Tectonic lakes basins are commonly rectangular in outlines and semi-permanent in nature. So volcanic activity due to craters of extinct volcanoes are exactly the depressions to serve as a lake basins. The craters of Butte in California is perhaps the best example of a crater lake. Similarly, the subsidence of a volcanic tops or caldera also forms a depression ideally suited as a lake basin. The Great Lake of Oregon is a typical examples. Volcano created basins are commonly circular in outlines. Quite a few lakes in Japan and East Africa have been formed by blocking of pre-existing valleys or slopes. By lava flows, the Lonars Lake in the Deccan Plateau, India, which is about 100 meters deep, is believed to have originated as a volcanic explosions without any law eruptions and glacial activities. There are number of ways in which glaciers can cause a lake basin, and the glacial erosions or scorings has resulted in a large number of lake basin in areas that have been glaciated in the recent past. Such basins vary in size and their shape depending on whether they have been produced by valleys glacier in mountainous areas or continental ice sheets. Lake of North Wales and Lake District and the fjord lakes and of Norway are typical example of the first category. Similar, the Great Slaves Lake and the Great Lake of North America are fine example of the second category. A glacial may create a lake basins by damming glacial valleys by its debris and glacial moraines. Such morainic accumulations may form barriers at the end of the glacial valleys, terminals moraines, or along the sides of glacial laterals moraines and on next retreat of the glaciers. These morainic help are capable of holding enough water to form a lakes. Example of such moraines held lake are numerous. The Finger Lake of New York, the Green Lake of Wisconsin, the Man Sarovars and the Raksal lakes of Tibet are quite well known. The last two lakes are the source of mighty Himalayan rivers like the Indus, the Satluj and the Ganges भी कह सकते हैं लेकिन गंगास. Numerous others lake in Tibet are also believed to have their origin in glacial activities of one type or another. Thank you.